Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride. The new drug today is what a gorgeous day it was here at the TPC Stadium course, site of the Players Championship, which comes up in about a month or so. And my goodness, what a fun day to have the Players Championship Media Day. Our friend Lee Smith spoke to the media, big gathering of media today, and some other celebrities. Trevor Lawrence out here today. Parker Washington, Cam Little, all playing the golf course today. They were all part of the Media Day festivities, so it was good to see some of those guys out here, plus members of the media and a lot of folks from all around, and Lee will talk all about that coming up. But what a day out here. It was a little cool but gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky, and we're getting closer, bro. We're getting closer to the players.
Yeah, can't wait. It's always fantastic being out here. How'd you play today?
You know, it's funny. Played all right. About 9 holes I played pretty well. 9 holes I played. I hacked it around a little bit. But it's a gorgeous day out here. I think I should. Now, you know what a shamble is? It's not a scramble. For people that don't follow golf, a scramble or a captain's choice golf tournament is everybody in the group hits a shot, and then you take the best one. And then everybody hits another shot, and you keep taking the best one. So you're really only playing one ball per round. A shamble is all 4 people hit a drive, and then you take the best drive, and then you play your ball the rest of the way. And this has been a shamble the last couple of years. So if your group is decent at all, you're always going to have a ball in play. And it was Gary Smits, Brent Martineau, Marcel Robinson, and me was our group, and we had a great time. It was a wonderful time. And so I think I shot a shamble 38 on the front, which again that means now. We use my drives a lot, but I mean, it was a shamble 38 on the front and like a 43 on the back. So standard me, better on the front than the back, but it was in great shape. You're going to ask how I did on 17. That's your follow-up question. Let me help you with that because I'm pretty sure that was next. Hit a good shot on 17. Hit one probably to about 12 feet. Missed the putt, but hit a good one on 17. So it's so funny. Lee Trevino said it once upon a time, and he's so right. It's 120 yard shot. If there was grass all around that green, everybody would hit the green. Everybody would. The problem is they put that damn water around the green everywhere, and all you see is the water. I mean, it's really one of the most amazing courses in this great historic game of golf that's been around for all these years. This little old golf hole that's about 120 yards straight ahead is because of where it falls and all that, because it's in your head before you get there. It's so in your head before you even get there that when you finally get there, it's this monster. It's Michael Myers. It's you know what I mean? It's just so but it's really cool standing up, knowing that how many dreams it's ended. It's really cool standing up there. It really is.
Without a doubt. The next question I have is when Smitter drains a 30-foot putt, does he give you the Zorro Chi Rodriguez?
Well, he did drain some long putts. He did not do that, but he should have. Smitter hit it pretty good.
Yeah, good.
He's the damn golf writer. He ought to hit it pretty well, right? I mean, he's the golf writer.
He seemed very lively when I saw him earlier. It seemed like he'd played well.
Smitter said he's a 15-16 handicap. I'm about an 11. I said, Smitter, you would be a good 16. He would be hits it right down the middle, not long, hits it, but he would be a good 16. So we had a great time. And again, everybody out there, I think Dan and Jeff are out playing now. We just saw ET. They had to go off later. The tournament was off at 9:30, but they're on, of course, until 10. So I think they just finished their round a little bit later after that, and then we just had a fun get together afterwards. So, but it was a great day, and I will tell you. And I can't wait. Lee's going to be with us for a few segments today. We're going to keep Lee till 4:15 for the next 2 segments when he gets in here, because I want to talk all about the course, all about the conversation. Hayes, it is. I've never, despite all the cold. I wondered, because I mean, my plants are dead in my yard. I mean, some of our plants have shot. So I wondered what it would be like. Well, you see it. Look around.
Lush.
It's as green as ever.
Yeah.
It is.
There was no 20s here.
No,
it doesn't appear at least.
Maybe they just covered everything. Maybe they went out there with their little carpet, their little covers, and covered everything, because it's as green and gorgeous and beautiful as ever. And
can you order something on Amazon that covers like 70,000 acres?
Because that's what they needed. That's what it looks like they did. But it's a beautiful day. It's hard not to be in a good mood when you come out here and hang out and play golf on this wonderful golf course, and the folks and the players treat you so well. So it was a wonderful day, and we had a great time out here playing golf, and so it was a good day. And I will tell you, we kind of were embargoed last Thursday because the promo had not been out. Lee had showed it to us, but we respectful media types that we are, but they are. I'm going to ask him the proper wordage. Are you making a push to be called a major? Is that the proper phraseology? Because if you saw the promo, it's major in March, or March is going to be major. March is going to be major. So Brian Rolop, the new CEO of the tour, has made it clear he's going to shake some things up. Well, a point, and you have carried the torch, Hayes, as much as anybody I know. And I agree with you. I just probably haven't done as good a job of carrying the torch as you have, because I'm in total agreement with where you are on this. But you have carried the torch. It should be a damn major. I'm putting words in your mouth. I know what you said. I sit next to you every day. That it should be a major. It's ridiculous that it's not a major. It's one of the most important golf tournaments in the world. And enough's enough. It's time for it to be a major. I just spoke for you, but I've heard you say it 30 times. And I think others are starting to say that. So what I want to know is this the year the players said, that's it, we're a major, call us one?
Well, that's what I think's interesting, and I'm eager to hear from Lee about it, because it seems like I think the tour should just come out and say, we're now recognizing this as a major. You are free to welcome it or free to push back on it, but in all of our literature and with all of our TV partners, this is now going to be a major championship. And that's how we see it. We feel like it's more than deserving. And again, people get into the conversation of on good and bad for the play. Brendel Chambly says it's the greatest major. Yeah. Well, I mean, we love Chambly's, insights, but I mean, even I wouldn't say that. But should it be a major? Absolutely. Is there room for a fifth major? Absolutely. And it again, it to me has things that other majors don't have. It's played at the same place every year in an iconic venue, unbelievably strong field year in and year out, and many years it's been the best field. It doesn't have a bunch of amateurs and club pros that are qualified for it. It's incredibly difficult to get into because obviously you have to be one of the top 120 players on the PGA Tour. So it eliminates, now there is a charm to the amateur in the Butler Cabin at Augusta. There's a charm in the U.S. Open and the British Open that they're open. And if you've got the right handicap, you can go. And if you get hot, you can qualify and play. And those are wonderful things. But in terms of the best, testing them in an iconic course with unbelievable prize money that they've had and a tradition that's produced some unbelievable champions. Yeah, it has everything that a tournament could need to be a major. I'm not going to sit here and say I think it's above the PGA Championship, but I hear that a lot, and I can certainly understand it. I think Rory McIlroy hit the nail on the head earlier this week. The Players' Championship has a defined identity. Everybody knows the Players' Championship, where the PGA Championship, it doesn't really have that because it moves, and it's now it's been moved from August to May, and so I think it's a major. But if I was the tour, from my impression of it seems to be just sort of putting it out there and seeing what the conversation is. If I was the tour, I would just say, this is now a major in our eyes, and if you want to, if you don't see it that way, fine. But we are now going to consider this a major championship when somebody wins it.
Well, let me say this: you didn't go there, I will. It's a far more prestigious 4 days in golf than the PGA Championship. It just is. It's a far more prestigious week of golf, leading up to it, during and afterwards. The television broadcast, the ratings, it is far more prestigious than the PGA. There's no comparing them. The other three have a historical charm that the Players or no other tournament will trump. Not Pebble, not any other tournament. There's a historical, the Masters stands alone and always will. The United States Open and the Open Championship have a level of history and heritage that no other golf tournament will have. It's never going to, if you had to rank the majors, it would never rank above fourth. But the truth is, it should be on to your point, it should be in the category, and it is a more prestigious golf tournament than the PGA. I don't care what you say, it is. And so it's the fourth most prestigious golf tournament in the world. That's what it is. Again, it's not more prestigious than the Open Championship. It's not more prestigious than the United States Open, and nothing can touch the Masters. But it is fourth, and that will and it already and in my mind, there's a drop off to 5, which is technically a major.
I also think the PGA Tour has some rightful political capital. They saved golf. I mean, they saved the integrity of this great game, and how they were able to outmaneuver LIV, which has always been a total joke and gets weaker by the day, and it's never really had any strength. It never really found its footing, other than the time where it threw $1 billion around to go sign a bunch of golfers. But it never is a competitive entity. It's never caught on. It's never going to catch on. But it posed a major threat to this game, and the PGA Tour was able to outmaneuver LIV and come up with ways to reinvent its business. And because of that, I think they should be rewarded for that. I mean, the PGA Tour is, I don't even think it's arguable. It's the greatest tour on this planet. So you're telling me that the greatest tour on this planet, its signature event, shouldn't be a major? Right. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
So we'll talk more about that. Lee Smith comes in a bit. We'll talk about that Gator basketball team. They just keep on keeping on, don't they? Pitchers and catches. I got a thought or two about that. That comes up later on in the program as well. But boy, the Gator basketball team, they are mowing down NCAA tournament teams. I mean, the last 3 teams they played, in my opinion, will all be in the tournament. Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia will be tournament teams. Georgia may be a bit of a bubble team, but I think they're all going to be in. They are mowing down tournament teams by 20-plus points.
And on the road.
And 2 of those 3 are on the road. They're mowing them down in such a way that the games are not close. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up a little bit later on, JU and UNF. We'll certainly talk about them. The game got away from them last night. We'll certainly talk about the Rumble coming up. We got a lot of stuff to do, but it's a beautiful day here. Glad you were with us. Do want to thank our friends from Stanley Pools. Always a Stanley Pools Thursday around here. When we come back, Lee Smith stops by. A lot of golf talk today on the Players Championship Media Day. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Proud to be an American. Proud to live in America. 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Holland Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Holland Sons Plumbing. Holland Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
To catch more fish, you gotta think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services, and Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Frank Frangie here, and Big Chief Tire makes it easier than ever to get the tires you need with the Big Chief credit card. No annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, and right now, $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and get the tires you need today. That's Big Chief Tire.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialists, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and if you think Closets by Design is just closets, you've got to see their brand new showroom at Phillips and Emerson. It's amazing what they can do. See for yourself how they custom design organizations for any space: garages, laundry rooms, bedrooms, even the man cave. It's all about smart storage that fits your lifestyle and budget. Schedule an appointment to meet with a design consultant and tour the showroom for ideas you can see and touch. Start at closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Because this message is for you. ET here on behalf of Blue Chew. And when it's all on the line and when the moment counts, make sure that when you shoot, you don't miss. And Blue Chew tablets got you covered. Blue Chew provides access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at a high level with stronger results and longer lasting performance. With a simple, discreet process so you don't have to worry about the nosy neighbors, because they're in everybody's business. No waiting rooms, no awkward appointments. Just fast-acting chewables delivered straight to your doorstep. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. Just pay $5 in shipping. Just use promo code 1010XL at checkout and cover them $5 for shipping again. That's promo code 1010XL, and your first month of Blue Chew is on me. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Then just chew it and do it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
And we thank our friends from Sunshine Turf. They've got a putting green in my yard. They'll do it for you as well. Boy, they do a good job. Do a lot of commercial work for us, too, at the Bregan Baseball Complex. Thanks to our friends from Sunshine Turf. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline. Lee Smith joins us, the Executive Director of the Players. How you doing, man?
Doing great. It was a great day today. Loved having all you guys here and having a great time.
Boy, it was fun out there. That course was in great shape. I told you before we came on, there's more smiles from we and the grumpy media than you can imagine when we get to play out here today. I got to tell you a story, Hayes. So Lee Smith from Rantoul, Illinois shows up, driving around, glad handing everybody, okay? We're on number 2, okay? So we hit our shots on number 2, okay? Lee drives off. I make a natural birdie, okay? With Lee, after Lee Smith came by.
You did hit a heck of a second shot.
Yeah, so made it, and then I hit my third shot to about 6 feet, okay? So now, okay. So we go to number 3. And we all hit pretty good shots, but Gary Smith hits one to about 6 feet. Okay. Well, I made the birdie. Okay. So after Lee Smith.
Hold on. That's 2 6-foot putts in a row that you made?
Yes. Yeah. Go figure.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So after
Buy a lottery ticket tonight.
After Lee Smith comes by, and I don't know what you call this, but I'm going to call it a shamble 38. Can you call it? Is there such thing?
Absolutely.
It's a shamble 38. Okay. Yeah. By the time after a few drinks tonight, it's a 38. Okay. Okay. Exactly. That's what it is. But again, after I shot a not so sweet 43 on the back, but I give you all the credit. I mean, you came by and we took off. Our team took off.
You know, I think that's fantastic, Frank. That's it's funny when I saw Ross Matisich and Cam Little and Trevor on number 1. Both Ross and Cam said they were 1 over, and they were telling because they had started on 12,
right?
And so they were texting everybody that they were one over after 18.
One over,
Even
one
though
over.
They only had played 6 holes, but they were one over
So
after 18.
Yeah, we claim what we want to claim
Yeah,
around here.
that's
So,
right.
but it's in Lee. It's in great shape. Answer me this before we get into some fun stuff about you, your career, and how did my plants are shot? Every plant in my yard, and my wife's big into the flowers and plants thing. How is it so freaking green when there's been so many freezes? I mean, I'm serious about that. You'd never know it had ever gotten cold out here.
Yeah, well, remember the advantage for this golf course to be played in March allows us to oversee the golf course at a pretty heavy rate. So the turf that you're playing on here is more than likely a completely different type of turf that is in most golf courses around the area that don't have to play a golf tournament in March. Bermuda grass versus an overseeded Bermuda, which is ryegrass. So that's the turf that you're playing on. Obviously, we have an agronomy team that's second to none, and Lucas, who's our head superintendent here, would tell you that we had some difficulty with some landscaping and some plants and some flowers as well that will get replanted and for the aesthetic that we want during the Players Championship. But candidly, the playing surfaces like the fairways and the tees, they really love this type of weather. A little bit cool in the mornings and get some sun during the day. That's kind of optimal growing season.
Okay, well, but I'm telling you, honestly, Lee, it is in great. I think you had the greens probably about 10 or 11, I'd guess today. That'd be my guess. Maybe 10 more than 11, but it was. But and they'll be what 13 when they'll be 13.
I mean, you think about the things that'll happen over the next 4 weeks. Is the height of cut on the greens will go down and the height of cut on the rough will go up.
Right.
So
right.
You'll,
but it is, honest to God, it is in gorgeous. It was an honor and a pleasure to play her because it is in gorgeous shape, and we have a blast doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that ad that you told us about last week, we got a chance to obviously see it on the Golf Channel that night, and spectacular. What's been the kind of the vibes and the feedback that you've gotten for now a week removed from introducing the idea that March is going to be major for the Players Championship? Yeah,
it's been fun, Hayes. It really has. A couple kind of data points coming out of that we've studied, since then. The 5 days coming out of that, there was over 8,000 articles and social posts about the Players Championship and March is going to be major. It was trending on most all of the social sites, which that was an accomplishment in itself. I think the PGA Tour and the Players Championship is not waking up and declaring ourselves a major championship. What we love about it is that it sparks the conversation to, talk about our qualifications and where we think we stack up and whatever your perspective or how you judge the greatest golf tournaments in the world. We think we, compare favorably in most every category. And so it's been fun to really see some of the discourse and be a part of that and have a lot of fun with it. The 8,000 articles, our sentiment study stays at that 3 out of 4, or it's a 3-to-1 ratio that's positive on the Players Championship.
Meaning what positive? Meaning that they think it should be a major?
Yeah, that it's the positive sentiment around yes being a major, no not being a major, or having an issue with it. And then, which is not the reason we did it, but then if you also look at the data point just purely from a ticket sales standpoint, 6 days prior to us launching that commercial compared to 6 days after, we're averaging 25% more tickets sold each day.
Wow.
So if you take and I'm not, again, attributing all of that to just a commercial around March is going to be major, but just the opportunity to create conversation and people watching it on TV and sharing their opinion, I think is extremely valuable to us.
Now that the opinion is out there, many of us have had it all along, but now that it's a more formal opinion and you guys have formalized it, why not just say we think we're a major? Does that day come when Brian Rollup says, listen, I mean, he's an aggressive guy. He's not afraid. That's one thing about that dude. Dude's not afraid. Is the time coming? He said, listen, we believe there's 5 major golf tournaments. And I know that's the word everybody loves to use. People love the word. we belong in the category using the word. Is there a time to do that?
I think there could be a time, Frank, but I think the way that we position it is that, the athletes are, who elevate an event, them participating, speaking about, having the experience. And then I think, the media then embraces that elevation and speaks along the same lines. And then I think the fans kind of, then reinforce that and have that same type of embracing of an event at that level. The positive and the negative is that there is no governing body that all of a sudden 5 out of 9 vote, and all of a sudden there's a declaration, and so it's essentially players, media, and fans that do it. And the way that we've studied sentiments and polling and those types of things is that we think there's an opportunity for the middle to move our way, and for the sentiment to be, pro major. And then again, you compare the history, the field, the venue, all of those things stacked up, and we think we have all the qualifications as well.
I thought it was really interesting what Brandel Chambly said, who's obviously one of the leading voices in golf from a analyst perspective for the Golf Channel. He said not only is the Players a major, it's the number one major.
He did.
I thought that was really interesting.
I certainly appreciate him saying that. I don't know how many people might agree on that one totally, but certainly appreciate him say that. I also think, and you bring up Randall, I think one thing certainly that he says that I think that you'd have a hard time disagreeing with is that one thing about every sport is it evolves. Okay. And 100 years ago, the British Amateur and the U.S. Amateur were majors. And 20 years later, the Western Open was considered a major. Augusta started in the early 30s and wasn't, ultimately recognized as a major until the 60s, only 30 years old. The Players' Championship is 52 years old. So I think the evolution of that, we're absolutely not in a position, again, to declare. We're not in a position to where we would advocate, as we sit here now, that, hey, Jack Nicklaus has won 3 of these, add 3 to his major total. But I think just the opportunity to live in that world, have the official world golf ranking points for the champion that is equal to those events and equal to the field strength and all of the things that come along with it really are the reasons why we think the discussion's important.
Yeah, I'll say this, and I certainly know and respect the fact, Lee, that you're also a member of the PGA of America, and I respect the PGA of America, and I don't mean
no slander here, Frank. No slander.
I'm not slandering. You could tell I was preparing when you. But this is clearly a more prestigious event by a wide margin than the PGA. It's not even close. It's a far more prestigious event than a PGA, which is technically one of the 4 majors. It is.
Well, I think a couple things. If you heard Rory's press conference the other day, I think he was very, very complimentary of the Players' Championship, and he didn't necessarily go as far as, obviously, as a traditionalist as to say yes, it is a major, but he did position the Players' Championship as, at the moment, a step ahead of the PGA Championship. And I think one reason for that is our venue. Playing at the same place every year and being able to create an experience for our players and our partners and our fans that is at the same place with this very similar footprint every year is a tremendous advantage. I can only imagine going from one venue to the next venue and having to recreate the experience
Correct.
every single year. And then obviously the fact that the venue is fantastic and the best closing stretch was 16, 17, 18 and only continues to get better and better every year. I tend to agree as an employee of the PGA Tour and a member of the PGA of America. I think the Players' Championship is in a great spot.
So great segue. So, okay, you've been here long enough that you really know where the bodies are buried on this thing now. You know the bones of it. How's it been for you? Has it been what you thought the job would be? Has the tournament been? Because it does continue to evolve, much of which has happened because of your leadership. You've been here long enough now that you feel this. You know Ponte Vedra. What's it been like?
It's been fantastic, Frank. First of all, personally, I think the way of life here in Northeast Florida and really almost the just the respect and the reverence that comes with this position personally is something that I didn't necessarily anticipate, but has been fantastic that way. Professionally, working in the club business for over 20 years prior to coming here, one of the things that I liked the most about working in the club business was hosting a PGA Tour event and really being in the worldwide spotlight for that particular week. And so when this opportunity presented itself, that maybe I didn't have to deal with some of those other things 51 weeks a year, aka members. But that you could use 51 weeks to prepare to be in that spotlight for the 1 week, and I think that's the really cool part about this job. We're PGA Tour, we've got a great atmosphere. I think our momentum is fantastic, and all of those types of things. Most recently with returning member program and playing a little offense, and where the best belong campaign, and March is going to be major. It's been a lot of fun with some bold thinking, and I think that's only going to continue going forward. So I look forward to it.
All right, final thing about the players. We're going to take a break and then come back and talk about what's going on in the tour. We'll do that in a minute. But final thing now. Okay, played the course today. I think the bunker on 12, is that new?
Yes.
The one on the right, there's a bunker. I saw the bunker on because I hit into it. Just want to share that with you. But there's a bunker on the right side.
That's why we put it there,
That's
Frank.
exactly. I figured that part out. Okay. Well, it worked. Okay. Let me tell you, it worked.
Yep.
But is any changes to the golf course that people will notice, or did they need to know?
No, other than that one, not many significant competition changes. As we talk about on the show quite often, we're always tweaking things for aesthetics. Something that means a lot to us is how the golf course presents itself on TV. And so, what our lead rules official, Stephen Cox, who's from England, he calls them tarmacs. We call them cart paths.
Right.
But to get cart paths out of the TV shot is important, just for the aesthetics of what it looks like on TV, to, focus on the fan journey as if they start on number one and are walking around the entire golf course. How do we make that easier and more enjoyable? To think about the players, obviously they're walking down the middle of the fairways, but to make their walk from a green to the next tee, to make that to where they don't cross over a cart path, or they're always on turf or on pine straw, those types of things. Because I think we've talked about it before, but anytime a player tends to walk across cart paths, that means that they're stopping the fans from moving. So any ways that you can try to keep those almost parallel in nature. So we're always adjusting those types of things, and it just becomes a labor of love. You watch the golf tournament and you start to, okay, here's a pinch point area. Let's jot that down. What can we do here? Can we move this lake in, or move this bridge a little different, or whatever it may be, just to to make that fan and player experience that much better.
I can't wait for people to see it. We'll take a break. I want to keep Lee with us. Let's talk about what's going on the tour. This guy, Chris Gotterup, among others, has gotten everyone's attention. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Scotty Scheffler, all coming up. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't miss your chance to see LPGA Tour Stars of Tomorrow competing at Atlantic Beach Country Club March 5th through the 7th. It's the Epsom Tours Atlantic Beach Classic presented by Access Golf. And it's the first stop on the pathway to the top 15 ladies receiving LPGA Tour cards at the end of the season. So get out there and watch some high-quality golf. Support the ladies of tomorrow. Tickets and information available at AtlanticBeachClassic.com. That's AtlanticBeachClassic.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller. I'm starting to realize being a homeowner isn't all upside, Jason.
I mean, it does give you a place to live.
Yeah, but now suddenly I need to know the names of all the people I need to look after my house.
Like who?
Like if my air conditioner breaks in the middle of the heat wave, I need to know who I call to fix it.
That's me. You know me.
But what if my water heater dies or my toilet backs up?
That would also be me. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
Okay, fine, but what about my duct cleaning and my water filtration and my sewer drain? Where am I going to find all those guys if something goes wrong? I'm just a guy with a house and a dream and...
This pair of sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing is the only name you need to know. Our club members even get 2 free visits a year, so you know we're there when you need us.
Well, that's cool.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Get ready to break on through this Valentine's night. Experience the Ultimate Doors Tribute live at Thrasher Horn Center February 14th. Get tickets at thcenter.org.
Zero Red's Month of Love sale. Hicken here. Your air ducts are like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. As many as 1 in 5 Americans suffer from allergies caused by particles frequently found in air inside most homes. Not only is indoor air quality an issue year-round, but especially now that allergens such as pollen are coming out of hibernation. Take advantage of Zero Red's February sale. $100 off your air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 XL or Dan Hicken Special. Zero Res.
Covering the First Coast and ready to help when you need it. That's Rebound Rehabilitation. With a dozen locations, they're easy to get to and they'll get you back in the game. Sports injury, workers' comp case, or auto accidents, you name it, they can help. Check out reboundrehab.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. Guys, they've done our pool. They service our pool as well. They're great at servicing the pools. 904-269-7277 is the number. If you need a pool, they'll build it for you. If you need it renovated, they'll renovate it. If you need a screened enclosure, pergolas in the backyard, they'll do all that. And if you need your pool serviced, boy, they're the best in the business. So we thank our friends from Stanley Pools. One more segment here with Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players, but also our golf analyst. All right, what's caught your attention there? Pebble. Pebble's gorgeous. You've played Pebble a bunch, I assume.
I've never played there.
I've never played it either.
No.
I've walked it, but I've never played it.
You know, when we lived in Las Vegas, I would always every once in a while would have a member come and say, "Hey, let's take a trip to Bandon or to Pebble." And we always chose Bandon just because of the economics.
Okay.
It was
That's right.
less expensive to fly up to Oregon than to go over there. But no, I've never been there.
All right, so I watched. I told a story yesterday on the air. My wife and daughter and I went when my daughter was 5 or 6 years old. We went out there. We went to Carmel, Monterey. We did all that, and then the three of us went there. And I didn't play because I didn't want them to be by themselves for 5 hours. Dumbest decision I ever made. Okay, it was. You know what? I can't get that one back. But it was just a bad decision. So,
yeah.
so.
How old was that Frank? Because I assume that the new Frank wouldn't.
Absolutely, I'd have played so fast. I'd have pulled a hamstring running to that first tee. So many years. My daughter's 33. She was about 6 then. So there's that. Tell me about Chris Goddard. Tell me all about him because we're always looking for the next big thing and the new thing, and he seems like a pretty good new thing.
Yeah, look, I was asked earlier today about who are a couple of my favorite players to watch other than the obvious. And I named Ludwig Oberg because I just like his kind of style and gait and almost traditional robotic type of golf swing that's super powerful, and feel like he could probably compete at the highest level of any sport if he wanted to. Just kind of looks like that type of athlete. and then I said Chris Gotterup because I think it's the exact opposite. He kind of workman-like, almost created his swing in the basement. I know that he has a lacrosse background that, he attributes to kind of, almost forming his golf swing and some of his power, through the golf ball. Guy went to Rutgers and I think was an all-conference player in the Big Ten, and then went to Oklahoma, was an all-conference player there as well. Like, just feels like the guy was born to play this sport at this point, and I'm glad he found us because, having this many wins this early on in a career and I think 26 years old.
Right.
He feels like somebody that, could compete at the highest level of major championships and big time tournaments like the Genesis Scottish Open and the Open Championship afterwards.
Rory McIlroy making his season debut this week at Pebble and off to an unbelievable start. He was 5 under last I looked. What kind of year do you expect from Rory? Because last year was the ultimate highs, and then it was the lull, and then he kind of found his game towards the end. But, I mean, obviously we know he's capable of winning any event. But good to see Rory in his first competitive round on tour this season playing so well at Pebble.
Yeah, first signature event of the year, and great to see Rory off to a good start, which admittedly for him, I think in his press conference said this is, even though he won last year, this is not a place that he normally plays very well. I think it'll be interesting, Hayes, that, kind of that career Grand Slam, Steve Young monkey off the back type of thing, is that if he feels like now that he's a little bit freer and preparing for, the tournaments and the venues that he likes, I expect a big year. I mean, it's hard not to say that you expect a big year out of Rory, but I think what he would tell you is that he'd love to be a little more consistent. The envy is Scotty Scheffler, who just can't finish outside the top 4, regardless of. Remember, I told you he played that first round left-handed last week. So
now we know what happened.
Yeah,
right.
So he switched to right-handed and he almost won the golf tournament.
If there were 6 more holes last week, he probably comes back and wins the event.
You're probably, you're exactly right.
He was T102 after Thursday and finished 1 shot from the lead.
Yep. No, I think just obviously an amazing performance. And I think Rory has said as much, that's, not that this is new information, but Scotty's the bar. And I think what's so amazing about Scotty is the consistency. Certainly the wins and being able to take the trophy on Sunday, but finishing top 10s, top 5s, top 4s in so many consecutive events. I think that's what everybody strives for.
Lee, there were players last year that kind of didn't emerge last year because Tommy Fleetwood certainly didn't good last year. He's been good. But players who came to the public forefront, Fleetwood, Sepp Straka, Ashte Bhatia, I hope I'm saying that right. What are your expectations? Is that the next wave? Is it the guys that kind of came into our consciousness last year? Does that make sense? That grouping.
Yeah, look, I put J.J. Spawn in there.
Yeah, he's in that group.
Ben Griffin,
right.
Was one that had a fantastic year. I think they probably become household names. Now that all of those guys or most of those guys are top 20, top 30 players in the world at worst. I think we've talked about it quite a bit. I think what's so fantastic about the PGA Tour is just the regeneration of talent. And, I think once coming off injury, I think keep an eye on a guy named Marco Pinge. I've mentioned him on this show a couple of times. Like, I think he's going to be a player from Europe that's, going to have a good year. Johnny Kiefer is another name that's kind of a new one on the scene that's going to be exciting. You've heard of Jackson Koivin, but I mean, just a tremendous talent that's, still around playing some college golf. I think there's, and Chris Gotterup, that was not necessarily a name that we would put amongst, and now all of a sudden he's a top 10 player in the world after all the wins. So I think that's just, what's great about the PGA Tour is we got the Scotties and Xanders and Rorys and, the great names that are there, but, being able to regenerate the young talent is a really cool thing to watch.
All right. Well, certainly we know this. We're getting closer and closer to the Players Championship. We're very excited about it. In fact, I've got 2 practice round tickets for Wednesday. Give me a number. Something between 1 and 7,000. No, just kidding. Between 1 and 10. Give me a number.
1 and 10. I'll give you 7 today. Did you make any 7s today?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
did.
sorry that
I may or may not have doubled 16 since you asked. Hit 2 great shots and then hit a wedge over the green into the water. Okay. So on 16, Hayes, 2 great. I mean, I think I made 7 from about 40 yards. Okay. It's just, okay. You can't make, it's hard to make 7.
Well, there's always
40.
next year.
There's hard to make 7 from 40 yards, but I made 7.
But you made 2 6-footers for birdie.
We'll
focus on that.
The caller number 7 right now, you are going to the practice round on Wednesday. I can't wait to get out here. Lee, thank you for having us all out here. It was gorgeous today, and this is a big day for all us in the media. We have a fun time out here, so we're certainly thrilled about it, and we're getting closer to the players we're excited about.
Well, thank you both. It's I think I said in some of my remarks, the way that the especially the local media that supports this event, covers this event, and is really embraces everything about the event is something that I've never seen in any other market. So thank you all for being here too.
We love being here. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Your home for Florida Gators basketball is 1010XL.
There's bluegrass in the swamp on Valentine's Day. It's a blue blood matchup of ranked teams, Florida Gators and Kentucky Wildcats. Saturday at 2:30 on 92.5 FM.
Fall in love with a new Chevy at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now, right now, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 1.9%. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find the perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. Remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade. So you want an even better deal? Ask about their demo models for deeper discounts. Plus, the best prices of the year are here. Look, you don't want to miss this. Shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or go ahead and visit the dealership. It's conveniently located at the corner of Park Street and Cassett Avenue. Get over there. You'll be awfully glad you did. So who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts.
And at 1010XL.com.
Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into 5-Star Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We are delighted to be out here at the TPC Sawgrass Stadium course, getting ready for the Players' Championship next month, and we can't wait. Let's talk about the major conversation with the Players' Championship. It's been about a week. We got Lee's perspective on it in the last couple of segments, but it seems like it's been very encouraging how it's been received by the golf world.
Yeah, he said of all the 8,000 articles out there, 3 to 1 are positive. Listen, you and I talked about this last week. The pushback's going to be from the traditionalists who don't want to see change. And by God, our 4 majors are our 4 majors. But I did not know all the stuff he shared today. I did know that the amateur used to be considered one of the majors. I did not know that the Masters, it was the 60s before. I had no idea. I figured the Masters were around forever and they called it a major. I didn't know it was the 60s before they. So there's been changes. I love it, Hayes. I'm with you. You've been more passionate than I have been about that, and on that one, shame on me because I think you've had it right. We love this tournament. We live here. We're proud of it, and it's one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world. It is more prestigious than the PGA. It just is. So why not call it a major? So like you, I've enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed the narrative.
Yeah, that was a big part of Brindle Chambly's argument, is majors are sort of reflective of the times in which you live in. There is no, to Lee's point, there's no governing body that says this is now officially a major. It's just something that happens organically. But if major championships are really the prism of the current climate of golf, how is the Players' Championship not a major?
Yeah, and
it
that
absolutely is.
And that's really well said. If you're talking about golf professional golf that matters today, if you don't think it's one of the 4 most important 4-day stretches, well, then you're an idiot. That's your point, and I agree with it.
Let's get to the PGA Tour. The Pebble Beach Pro-Am is going on right now, and some stars playing well. Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth were at 5 under last I checked. The leader is at 7 under. Scotty Scheffler not playing fantastic golf, but just so far just solid, 1 under through 11. Of course, he was way back following last week's first round at the Phoenix Open and almost won the event. So obviously we know Scheffler can get hot very quickly. But good to see Rory and Spieth and Fleetwood playing good golf early on.
The leader's at 10 for the day. I cannot.
Is that Shumi?
I cannot pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Lee told me, and I've already kind of forgotten, but it was something like that.
Yeah, but he is a very good player. He is 10 under.
Japanese player.
And he is finished for the day, so he shot 62. Sam Burns is at 8 under with 1 hole to play. So, yeah, but to your point, Jordan Spieth is at 6 under. Goddard again is at 6 under. Tommy Fleetwood is at 5 under. Some of the biggest names in golf are playing either on the course now, playing very well, or have played very well. I agree with you. I think they're the kind of names you want to see at the top of the leaderboard.
Let's get to college basketball. The Gators bashed Georgia in Athens, 86-66 to sweep the Bulldogs. Todd Golden now 8-1 against Mike White. Xavier Lee led UF with 18 points, 7 assists, and no turnovers. Ruben Chinlilu had 20 rebounds. Georgia never led and was held to 34.7% shooting from the field.
I'm going to talk more about that game in the next hour, but in synopsis, good luck playing those guys now. I mean, they have just taken 3 NCAA tournament teams to the woodshed in games that were never close. It's not like they just played 3 teams likely to be in the tournament and beat them. They beat them all by 20-plus points. One was 19 because A&M made a 3 at the end of the game. But the bottom line is they crushed these 3 teams, 2 of those 3 games away from home. It's amazing how good luck playing those Gators. We'll break it down a little bit more in our next hour, but they're playing at a great level, no question.
Absolutely. The Gators improved to 18-6 overall and retained their SEC lead at 9-2. They've won 9 of their last 10, and Florida moved up to 7th in the net rankings.
Yeah, that's where they are. They're one of the, by now, they're one of the 8 to 10 best teams. They're one of the 6 to 10 best teams. They'll be a 2 seed if nothing changes, and they'll make a run at this thing. And again, they're flawed in some ways, and we'll talk about mitigating that a bit next hour. But they're very good.
UNF loses at Florida Gulf Coast 90-81. The Ospreys allowed a 55% shooting night to drop to 4-9 in ASUN play.
Yeah, again, the ASUN tournament is going to be in Jacksonville. So both UNF and JU would love it if these were years where they had very good teams. And the truth is they both have struggling teams.
Yeah, JU is also now 4-9 in conference competition as the Dolphins lose at Stetson 67-62. JU struggled from the floor, shooting 37%. JU and UNF are now tied for 10th in the ASUN standings.
And they play each other on Saturday, the River City Rumble. And again, this is the first time in a while that they've both, in my opinion, that they've both been struggling like this. Usually one is up and one is down, or both are up. This is the first time I can remember in a long time both feel like they're down.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get to Major League Baseball. ESPN's Jeff Passan has a fantastic look at the upcoming potential labor strife as owners are set to push for a salary cap. This is as detailed a breakdown as you could ask for about how they've gotten here, the positions on both sides, the nuances to it, and really, really fascinating stuff about baseball trying to avoid a 2027 disturbance in play.
I think there will be a lockout. I don't think anybody in the inside disagrees with that. I do think, and again, I'm in favor of this. I've been outspoken about it for many, many years. I think that owners have finally said every other major sport in North America has equity of spending. It's not about having different champions, because baseball has as many different champions and different World Series teams as anybody does. So it's not like baseball has the same champions every year. They don't. Their champions are as diverse as all the other leagues. It's about how many teams can realistically expect to be in the mix. And the reality is baseball is going to push harder than ever for equity of spending. The key to that, by the way, and you saw it in the Passan article, is not to ask the players to take less money. It's to convince the players that if they do this, ultimately they will make more money. We'll see if they get that accomplished. But yeah, baseball is going to push harder than ever for equity of spending. And Hayes, I wouldn't be surprised if they sacrificed the season. I hope it's not the case, but it would not shock me.
Let's get it to the Olympics. The U.S. men's hockey team is underway. They are leading Latvia 4-1 at the end of the second period. JJ, I don't know about you, but I hear Latvia, and the first thing that went through my head is she won't date anyone who isn't Latvian Orthodox.
Latvian Orthodox, exactly. Another Seinfeld for you, Frank. If that one went over your head.
Here's what I did not know it because I wasn't a big Seinfeld watcher, but I can always tell the look on Hayes' face when it's Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can always tell. You know, when it's Curb, I can tell. He's got a Curb look. Yeah. He's got a Seinfeld. Is that fair? You got a Seinfeld look, and so I did not know that one. But let me just tell you this. When the U.S. and Latvia get together, throw the records out the window. I mean, that's a rivalry game if ever there was one.
Absolutely. So the U.S. men's hockey team looking good so far. 1 period to go, but they have a 3-goal lead. So 4-1. Hopefully they can close that one out and move on. Let's get you out on our musical note of the day. Happy heavenly birthday to Doors keyboardist Ray Manzarek, who would have turned 87 today. Manzarek created the Doors' unique sound, co-founding the band with frontman Jim Morrison in 1965. The Doors were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. Manzarek died in 2013 at the age of 74. This is Light My Fire.
Doors are a great band. The Doors don't get mentioned as much because their stretch was short because Jim Morrison died so young. Great band. Well done as always. Thank you. Hour 2 is next. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wonder what Jeff Prosser would be doing if he wasn't on 1010XL?
Came out here, city slickers. You're gonna go home, cowboy.
Jeff Prosser.
Must be the fastest gun in the West.
Mornings on 1010XL.
That or the biggest liar.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit AckermanUrology.com.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you could.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey gang, Hickett here. Guys, listen up. Valentine's is coming. You want to be a hero this year with something really romantic? It's easier than you think at Beard's Diamonds. Beard's has put together a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets, set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. They got it all at Beard's. And here's the best part right now. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. You know, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. Plus, Beard's is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family-owned and community-strong for more than 45 years right here in the St. John's Town Center, not some Wall Street chain. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Get up to 40% off diamond earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service.
Instant Keys comes to you.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
Lauren Brooks here, and if you're getting a tax refund this year, here's a great way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tires. I've trusted the Parman family for years because they always take care of my car like it's their own. New tires make your ride safer and more reliable, and that's worth every penny. Schedule the best service in town at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and put your refund to work.
Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida. And inside the flip side, the action never stops. If you're tired of hearing about the best games after the final whistle, don't get left on the sidelines. Whether it's a unique sporting event you've never seen, a weekend with the family, or a winning date night, Visit Jacksonville is your ultimate playbook. Get in the game. Head to visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jacks app today and see everything coming in 2026. Jacksonville. Experience the flip side.
Hickett here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup, dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjacks.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Peterbrook Chocolatier. Charlie Woods, the son of golf legend Tiger Woods, has announced his commitment to play collegiate golf at Florida State, where he'll enroll in the fall of 2027. Woods will join forces with the top junior golfer in the world and Jacksonville Beach native Miles Russell, who's also committed to Florida State. It's 61 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. Again, 904-269-7277. To do your pool, to renovate your pool, to do your backyard with pergolas and walls and pavers and all the stuff we have in our backyard that they did for us, or to service your pool. They do that as well. Nobody in the pool business is better than Stanley Pools. That's the name in Jacksonville. If you want a pool, Stanley Pools is the name. Last night, the Florida basketball team had an easy time with Georgia. We talked about the game beforehand yesterday, Hayes. I think our joint belief was that this is a game that could be a trap game, sandwich game, all that stuff we talk about ordinarily. Georgia had beat them there last year. Georgia's not a bad team, a fading team a bit, baby, but not a bad team. Florida's got Kentucky coming up. Florida's had so many really good performances, they're due to have a bad one. All the things pointed to trap game, except for one thing, and we said this, I know I said it on the air, I think you agreed. They're so damn good right now. They're playing at such a good level that they'll trump all that, and that's what happened. Georgia's okay. I don't know that I think Georgia's as good as Alabama and A&M, the other two teams they beat, but they went into Stegman Coliseum just like they did into A&M's arena and gutted them in such a way that the crowd never could affect the game. The game could never be won late. Every time it looked like Georgia was about to make a run, get it to single digits, Florida answered. It's amazing the level they're playing at. It is hard to win national championships. And who knows if they'll win another one. I mean, it's hard to win. There's 300-plus teams. But I will tell you, and and we all know the biggest concern is they can't shoot. And for that reason, will they need a big shot at the end of a close game? Because there's going to be close games in the tournament and won't be able to make one. But right now, I cannot imagine that, and I'm going to get into some specifics in a minute, but big picture, I cannot imagine that anybody's playing better than these guys.
I don't think anybody is. I mean, Florida's won 9 of 10, and to your point, I mean, these are not close games. They get out to a 10-0 lead last night right out of the gate. Georgia's crowd never able to get into it, and the thing that's really starting to become clear is the crystallization of roles. They play 8 guys. All 8 guys perfectly understand their role now. It's very, very rare. You saw it maybe a couple times from Condon last night, but very rare where any of the 8 play out of character, do something that they may miss a shot, but it's normally a good shot. They don't tend to have a lot of unforced errors. Condon was a little sloppy last night, but he has been good over this last few weeks stretch. The thing that really jumped out to me last night are the easy baskets Florida is able to get because of how brilliant Xavier Lee was last night at the long cross-court pass. I mean, if he was a quarterback last night, he'd have had 225 yards. I mean, he was hitting guys running, full speed, hitting them dead in the hands in a variety of different kinds of passes, and that led to some easy buckets. But it's not just the 2 points that you're scoring. Many of those came off of a Georgia field goal. So their crowd gets in it, and 3 seconds later, you've answered with a bucket in easy fashion. It's just very demoralizing. Lee deserves a lot of credit. Flan's good at it too. But what makes Florida different than any other team in the country is how fast the bigs are. It is incredible how Chinlilu, Condon, Hauk, and Han-Logden can get down the floor. And so if you're an opposing big and you don't immediately start going to defend your goal, you have to play like a point guard. Because if you have any delay at all, they're past you and they're hitting it. And so it's creating a lot of easy buckets for the Gators. And I thought Todd Golden had a couple really interesting comments last night after the game. He said, this team is now owning the identity of a defensive, gritty, physical rebounding team that gets out in transition. And that can mask a lot of sins, including poor three-point shooting. Now, last night they were great. And if they do that, they're unbeatable.
Yeah. If they make 10 threes, they'll win the national championship.
Without a doubt. And Golden last night, in talking about the three-point shooting, said, we've gotten to a place where now that's just the cherry on top. If we're able to hit threes in a game, that's the cherry on top. You don't ever hear that in this day and age of basketball. But for a team that is as dominant physically and as fast as this one is, you can get away with it. Now, at least for now. Does it bite them in the tournament? It absolutely could. My guess is if they don't repeat as national titles, is the national champion, the first thing we're going to talk about on that Monday show is a 2 for 17 effort
Correct.
from shooting the three
and missed the three at the end.
Correct.
And so, but I will say this, and I'm going to go say kind of what you said with a little bit of a twist. You're right about the big guys running the floor, but I will say this. So you're right about that. One thing we all underestimated when they got Fland and Lee, we thought they were getting two superstars. I know I did. Boogie Fland, a 5-star out of New York that went to Arkansas, that went to the portal, that everybody thought was going to be so great. And Xavier Lee, one of those guys that everybody missed, went to Princeton, was maybe the best, not small college, but one of the best non-power conference players in the country. And, man, they're going to have guards just like last year. And then they got here and couldn't make anything and still can't. And Lee made some last night. But they got here, and because they got to Florida and couldn't make anything, the narrative about them is he missed on the guards. He got the wrong guys. Lee shouldn't be playing. He should bench him. Flan should stop shooting threes, blah, 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 blah. Because of how poorly they shot, particularly in conjunction or in comparison to what your expectations of them were, we lost sight of how lightning fast both of those guys are. Nobody talked about that. You know why? Because they were talking about how badly they shot. And how badly they shot, and they can't shoot. And, oh, by the way, they can't shoot, and they can't shoot, and they can't shoot. And one other thing, they're not able to shoot. So we got and I'm the guiltiest of the guilty, by the way. We got so caught up in how poorly they shot the basketball, Hayes, we lost sight of they're both wide receivers. They are lightning quick, and they're lightning quick with the ball. It's one thing to be fast. It's something else to be fast while dribbling, and they are lightning quick. So you said it, and Todd Golden said it last night, the transition – part of it's because the bigs run the floor. The other part of it is their guards are two of the fastest guards in the country. Nobody talks about that, but those guards can really get out. Even Clavzar and Zay Brown are playing fast. They're not the athletes the other two are, but they're playing fast. Well, Brown's a great athlete, but they're playing fast. So the speed of the guards, whether they're getting to the basket for an uncontested layup, whether they're driving and dishing, is a gigantic part. If you look at last year's team, the three great guards they weren't lightning quick. Even Clayton wasn't lightning quick. They were more Clayton. Richard wasn't quick at all. Elijah Martin wasn't quick. Now, they're all wonderful players because they're physical and they could shoot and they could handle and they defended and they did everything right. But they weren't explosive fast. They would just walk up in the half court and then drill it, right? These guys are fast. So maybe that's one thing that really Florida leans on as it moves forward is, okay, you can't press them because if you press them, our guards are running by you, and to your point, so our forwards. So you can't press them. So the speed and the ability to get to the goal of those two guards might be one of the most important things about the Florida basketball team that nobody talked about.
I'm glad you brought up Brown. Boy, is his game starting to evolve. He's becoming a very reliable player. 12 points last night, hit 3 threes.
And by the
physical.
way, and he's physical. He's lightning quick. He can dunk. We knew all that. I did not know he had that sweet of a stroke. He's a good three-point shooter. I mean, honestly, he's probably their third best shooter behind Klavzar and Hauk. He's probably right. He's the next guy that you want taking a perimeter shot. So no, I agree. So
it was hilarious that Fland hasn't hit one in like this calendar
and then he
year.
hit the desperation.
And then he hits the desperation one from 35 feet.
Yeah, I'll still say this. It is bizarre to me how a guy like Boogie Fland, 6'3", 200 pounds, athletic, looks like he could be a wide receiver or an outside linebacker, probably more wide receiver or corner. He's such a good player, so lightning quick with the ball, such a good passer, a really good defender, that he can't shoot at all. That something's weird. I don't know if he was a good shooter and it's in his head.
He was 34% from three last year.
Because he can't make it.
He's under 20% this
He
season.
can't make anything.
No.
And I will say this, they had a stat last night that jarred me but didn't surprise me. That is, there's been one team in the three-point era, one, that's ever made a Final Four shooting under 30%. I forget who it was.
It was Marquette.
It was Marquette. Marquette's the only team in the three-point era that has ever been to a Final Four shooting under 30% from three, and Florida shoots under 30. They're 29.
They had Dwayne Wade.
Was that the
I don't know.
team?
I'm assuming.
Might have been. It was around that time, actually.
It was 2013. So
Oh, then that was after.
It might have been after.
Yeah. But it was Marquette. They said it's the only team. So again, in this day and age, to win a championship, you got to shoot threes. But maybe they'll start. But the guards are lightning quick. I'm telling you. I mean, they're blowing these teams out.
Well, Chinley, no one can handle.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I was laughing at times last night.
He had 20.
I mean, I want to say at one point, I mean, just to put this in perspective, he had 20 rebounds. Georgia had 35 as a team. And there was one stretch where I think he got like 7 straight rebounds. I mean, he's just no one can handle him.
Right. And that's 100% right. So to have that front court and to have the guards playing with the speed they are, and to have now guys like Handlockton, Zay Brown, and Klavzar off the bench. What about that bench? It's only 3 men deep. Who's got a better bench than that? So
Handlockton would start for 90% of the teams in this country.
He's the guy that would start. He'd be your starting center.
Yeah, I mean, he comes off the bench, gets 7 rebounds. He's a smart player. And he knows his role. He doesn't shoot unless it's a putback. He gets the offensive rebound and puts it back, but he's not looking to shoot. Good distributor. I mean, it really is incredible how this 8-man group has completely bought in and defined what their roles are. And I mean, I don't know that there's a team in the country playing better than Florida right now.
I said it last night, and I know Kansas has a lot of wins of late, but I'd play any of them right now. No question about it. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Taking your sports day into the night.
Guaranteed to give you unbelievable power.
Into the night with Rick Ballou.
That guy could be a movie star.
Then Hacker After Dark.
They happen to be the hottest thing in the country.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Annie Craig Charnley, senior basketball player at Wilson High. Annie is the co-president of the National Honor Society and is on the AB Honor Roll and the AP Scholar Award.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time, or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, company mascot at your service.
There are 2 important steps to installing the perfect garage floor. The 2-stage coating application, sure, but nothing is more important than preparing the floor. Our team uses diamond grinding machines to grind your floors to a smooth, level finish. Only then can we...
Hold on! You grind garage floors with perfectly lovely diamonds?
No, Chester. We grind floors to perfection using the very best ugly diamonds. Too ugly for jewelry, but perfect for the grinding pads we use to prep the surface.
Perfect preparation and application. Now that's a perfect marriage.
Ugly diamonds?
Check. Perfect preparation?
Check. Smooth, gorgeous gleaming floors that really catch your eye? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Natalia Bannister-Roby, President and CEO of ECS for Kids. Thanks to the players, we're helping families rise above generational poverty through early childhood education and holistic family support. It's 26 days until the players.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We sure appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools, the best in the business. 904-269-7277. It was good seeing Trevor. I don't know if he was probably gone by the time you got out here. He and Parker Washington, Cam Little, Russ Madisick out here playing. Trevor's real into golf now. He's a big golf guy. I remember Doug Peterson told me he went up with Michael Ward, I think, former CSX executive that I think's a member at Augusta, and took Trevor and Christian Kirk up there to play with him. I get the sense Trevor is really grown into his skin is probably an exaggeration. I mean, not exaggeration, but it's an overused cliche. But I get the sense just watching him out here playing and watching him out here, and didn't get a chance to visit with him much because we were all playing golf. But I get the sense he is really at a comfortable place. You know, we all talk about how we assess Trevor and assess this guy and assess that guy. But I get the sense that Trevor Lawrence is the Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback. Watching him make the rounds at the Super Bowl, I get the sense he is settled in. Do you get that feeling?
I do get that feeling. Trevor Lawrence, to me, is a lot like Andy Dufresne at the end of Shawshank Redemption, where he's standing in the water after escaping. Sorry, spoiler alert. Because
if you haven't seen it by now, sorry.
Yeah, because Trevor's gone through so much in his career, but now it really is in a magical place where he has the right head coach. He's in the right offensive system. He is gotten acclimated to this league and how to succeed in this league. He is an MVP finalist. No one will ever be able to take that away from Trevor Lawrence. Regardless of whatever happens with the rest of his career, Trevor Lawrence is going to be able to tell his grandkids one day, hey, I was a finalist for the MVP one year in the NFL. I mean, there's not a lot of guys that can say that. And so with obviously he's not even entering what will be the prime of his career. That'll come, when he's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 in those years. So I think he's in a wonderful place. And I think he probably appreciates it even more because of the struggles and the turnover and the lack of a consistent program. All that seems to be behind him now. He's got the perfect partner in Liam Cohen. I think with James Gladstone, they're going to put the right people around him to succeed. So I think environmentally, he's at a really perfect place in his career. And now he's getting the national respect of, this is a guy that can contend for the MVP. He is an upper echelon quarterback in this league.
I think he is on his way to being that. I think Trevor is on his way, Hayes, to being one of the recognizable athletes in America. Josh Allen became that. Josh Allen, drafted out of Wyoming, had all the traits, all the potential to be something spectacular, and it took a while. Now he's everywhere. He's in every commercial. He's married to Haley Steinfeld. He's going to be guest on Fallon and Kimmel and all those shows. He has become that guy. And oh, by the way, he's in the smallest of small markets. It's not his market. People say, well, small market. Well, the market hadn't hurt him. He's in Buffalo, New York. Nobody's in Buffalo, okay? No disrespect. Nobody goes to Buffalo. He's in Buffalo. And it hasn't. The theory used to be, would the small market hurt your marketability? Not him, right?
And it didn't hurt Mahomes.
And it didn't. And Patrick Mahomes, same thing. I think Trevor is on his way to being that. And I don't know that Josh Allen is ever going to quite have Patrick Mahomes' commercial personality. I think Mahomes is perfect. He's so good at all that. Tom Brady was never that. He's become it now a little bit with the Pizza Hut commercials and whatnot, but he was not that guy where Peyton Manning was. Brady was the better player, but Peyton was he had the commercial charisma, and Manning, interestingly, who's way better looking, but he's a way more handsome guy than Peyton Manning, but he just didn't have the television charm that Peyton had. That's why Peyton's so good on TV. Well, Josh Allen doesn't seem to have quite as much of that as Patrick Mahomes does, but he's developing it. I think you're going to start seeing Trevor in those settings. I think Trevor will be good in that setting, but I think you're going to start seeing him in the settings of when athletes are on red carpets that they typically wouldn't be on. Major League Baseball All-Star Game, there's Patrick Mahomes and his wife, right? The Oscar red carpet, there's Patrick Mahomes and his wife. There's Josh Allen and Haley. I think Trevor Lawrence's stardom, which to some might have taken longer to come around than they might have expected. I think that, but you agree with that? I mean, not just as a Jacksonville Jaguar player, but I think he's going to be, because I think he's going to be that good. You got to be, by the way, you can't do any of that if you're not good. You can be the most charming, charismatic, if you're not good, like really good, none of that matters. You look at the guys that are in the commercials, they're the really good players. I think he's headed for that.
Yeah, and from a football standpoint, I think he's going to give himself a chance for those opportunities off the field, because what is this player going to look like when he's in the same system for years 3, 4, and 5? I mean, it'll be better next year, being in year 2. He knows everything that Liam Cohen wants out of his quarterback. There'll be some other levels that they can get to. But imagine where this partnership is going to be when they're in year 3 together, year 4 together, year 5 together. That's where it's got a chance to, really be, a hyper-educated coach-quarterback relationship that creates all sorts of problems for an opposing defense, because the scheme, they've moved so far beyond running their own scheme. They've been able to take apart what you want to do defensively and apply it all their conversations are going to be about that, not so much install. And really, for all of Trevor Lawrence's career, basically to this point, much of it has been the install because there's been a lot of newness. And even when Doug Peterson was, came back after they got into the second year, then he started to delegate things, which I don't think Liam will ever do. So the conversation piece that they're going to be able to have is going to allow Trevor Lawrence to really play with a loaded hand. And we know with his traits and his abilities that if Trevor Lawrence is playing with a schematic edge, it's going to be very difficult to slow him down.
Who are their stars going to be? The noticeable stars other than Trevor? Travis Hunter, I guess. Josh Hines Allen remains a star. Who are the 3 or 4 years from now? Are there are there players on the team now that will evolve into their stars?
It's a great question. Boy, that's a long time. So
does it mean new guy?
I would think. Jacoby Myers in 3 years. I wouldn't think. Just based on league history, this isn't a knock necessarily on Jacoby, but it's possible. But it's going to be a challenge because I think he'll be around 32 in 3 years, something like that.
What about Parker Washington?
Yeah, I think Parker Washington
be...
has a chance. Brenton Strange will be a star.
Yeah,
Brenton Strange is going to be here for 10 years.
Good point.
So I think Brenton Strange you can put in that conversation.
I saw Parker out here today, big smile on his face.
Oh yeah.
He's got that charming smile about him. He ran back 2 punts for touchdowns. He had a lot of 100-yard games. I wonder if after Trevor, and maybe Travis Hunter, if he becomes, I wonder if Parker Washington might be their next big star.
Yeah, I think Bashal Tootin has a chance.
Yeah. I haven't been around him enough to know his personality.
Yeah.
Been around him some.
He
just got it. Oh, he's a really nice kid. But you know what I mean? I've been around him, but he's only been 1 year. He just got here, I guess is the point. Whereas Travis Hunter just got here, but everybody's been around him. So, but maybe Bashal. But I wonder if Parker Washington might be that guy.
Certainly his youth would line up. And they're going to extend him. So in 3 years,
he's only 23.
Is going to still be a very young man. So yeah, he certainly would have that chance. I guess we have to mention Brian Thomas Jr. What if year 3 is a monster year?
Yeah.
What if he's here? They elect to hold on to him, which they probably will. And so the third year for receivers used to be the prove it year. Normally, it took a couple years for receivers to really get going. You would have the exceptions every so often. You'd have a Randy Moss as a rookie who was unstoppable. But for the most part, a lot of big-time receivers needed 3 years before they really started to show what they could be in this league. And Brian Thomas Jr. will be going into that pivotal year 3. So you're talking about a kid that is a rookie, was whatever, third in receiving yards that year.
Yeah, that's right.
Struggled last year, but I did think he got better in the second half. And so with an off season, an opportunity to get to the minutia of this scheme and not so much learn the scheme, but get to different levels of it. Brian Thomas Jr. athletically absolutely could be in that conversation. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent. And the play that he showed us in September and October, we can never see again.
Yeah, and you're right. And maybe he'll be one. Josh Hines Allen is an absolute star. As I look at the secondary, Travis Hunter's the only guy that strikes me is that he could be that. The linebacking core, Foye Oluwakin's a great player, but Foye is a quieter guy. He just is. He's a linebacker, but he's a terrific football player. Defensive linemen don't tend to be that guy. Offensive linemen don't tend to be that guy.
Trayvon has a chance, but again, you don't really know. They're getting to the point where they've got to make a big decision on Trayvon Walker in the next year.
And I think they're going to pay and keep Trayvon. I believe that. I think they're going to, and I think they should. But I don't know that Trayvon is ever going to have – I don't see a 15-sack season for Trayvon. I see a lot of really solid years. I see some double-digit sack seasons. He's already had those. But I think you could look up and Josh Hines Allen could have an 18-sack season. I don't think Trayvon's going to be that. I don't think he's pure twitchy edge rusher. We've had that talk. I think he's more physical. So again, I go back and forth. Now, I think Travis Etienne could have been that or could be that, but I don't sense he's going to be here. By the way, I hope he is. My hope my hope is that Travis Etienne's on the football team. I think he's fast. I think he's explosive. I think he loves being there. He's a good dude. But I don't sense he is. Yeah, but I keep coming back to Parker Washington, to the next guy that can be a star. Again, the nice smile, the charisma, and he does stuff that people notice. I mean, you start running back punts for touchdowns multiple times, people notice that. And I thought he became maybe their most, even as good as Jacoby Myers was, Parker Washington became their most, I thought, important receiver down the stretch.
Without a doubt. I mean, he ended up leading them, obviously, in catches and yards. Had an outstanding season, particularly when you go back to the fact that it really took until the second half of the season before he really started to get a lot of playing time. I was looking back at the Seattle loss 20-12 on October 12th just for fun, and looking at some of the numbers there. And I mean, October 12th, that's not week 1. I mean, you're pretty far into the season. You're not at the midway point yet, but you've been playing football for a month by that point. Downey Brown had 49 offensive snaps in that game. Parker Washington had 25 offensive snaps. Now that would be unthinkable for a game that was played in November, December, or certainly January in the playoffs. But that's where Parker Washington was at that point in the season, in that loss to Seattle. So, I mean, again, we've yet to even see, let Parker Washington get 850 offensive snaps next year and see what it looks like, if he's able to stay healthy, because that he'll now be in a role where that's the kind of play that he is going to get, the kind of opportunity that he is going to get. So absolutely, he's got a great connection with the quarterback. Trevor has the utmost confidence in Parker Washington, and he's a tough cover. He's physical. He's good after the catch. So yeah, Parker Washington absolutely has a chance to be that.
We'll take a break. More in a moment, the golden moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's the way the game was meant to be heard. Raw, real, and right in your ear.
Right side cut! Touchdown!
Feel the energy on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Finding the perfect romantic gift she'll treasure forever? It's easier than you think at Beard's Diamonds this Valentine's Day. We've curated a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. At Beard's, we've got it all under one roof. And right now, we're cranking up the romance with an unbeatable limited time offer. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. Imagine her face lighting up when she opens that signature Beards box on February 14th. Pure magic that lasts a lifetime. Guys, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. And that gift is on major sale right now. Plus, Beards is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family owned and community strong for over 45 years. Right here in the St. John's Town Center. Not some Wall Street chain. We're your neighbors, and we're here for you. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Staying active no matter your age is key to living life at its fullest. And Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with a dozen locations across the First Coast with top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. Neck and back pain, hip, knee, or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality and rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. ReboundRehab.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tokoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
The golden moment today is pretty easy to figure out. Our friend Lee Smith came by. The golden moment, by the way, before that was getting to play this gorgeous golf course today. It was media day, and they invited some members of the media out to play a little golf, and I was lucky enough to be one of those. Dan and Jeff and E.T. also got to play from our radio station. We had a wonderful time playing golf out here and seeing this lush golf course. And then Lee came by for a couple segments today. We talked about the Players' Championship. We talked about the tour. We talked about kind of his time here, and that's what a great job he does talking golf, and it's great to have Lee Smith stop by. So all those segments, both those segments with Lee Smith are golden moments today on the program. JJ, I got an idea. You want to hear an idea? You like
Only if it's good.
Why wouldn't Major League Baseball, wouldn't it be great if they started moving, like they did once upon a time, moving those spring training games around a little bit? Now, I know players don't like to travel.
I didn't even know they did that.
Way back in the day, we used to have them here. We used to have one or two games here. The Braves would play here once a year. Hank Aaron played here. Ralph Garr, the old Braves back in the 70s would play here. Then they'd go to play a game in like Gainesville and part of the collective bargaining agreement is the players didn't want to have to go very far from their spring training site, which I get. But wouldn't it be great if you looked up and the Phillies are in Clearwater. The Braves and the Phillies were playing at the baseball grounds.
Yeah, because particularly living here, we're not really that close to any.
No, we're not. You'd have to drive a little bit from here, but I don't think this is the only place you do it. Like Orlando doesn't have baseball anymore.
I used to go all the time when the Braves were at Disney.
But now that Orlando doesn't have it anymore, wouldn't it be great if you looked up and the Yankees played the Orioles in Orlando? And I think you could really, if you made it an event, not just another spring training game, but turned it into an event, I think you could pack it. When the Braves used to come and play here, when I was a kid, they packed it.
Man. Oh, yeah. If they played like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday spring training, I guarantee they would get insane crowds.
Insane. And not just here, but wherever.
Right.
There's too many players. I mean, Miami and Tampa have baseball now, but nobody else does. Wouldn't it be great? I bet even non-baseball fans would go to that song. I really think that.
Absolutely, I agree. It was fun. The Braves still came through Jacksonville when I was a kid because I remember getting Albert Hall. I don't know if you remember Albert Hall. I got Albert Hall's
number
autograph. And is that right?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Please continue.
And Bruce Benedict autograph. And it was fun. I was probably 10, 11 years old, and I don't know when the Braves stopped that, but even in like my generation, the Braves would still come to Jacksonville and play a couple of games, and it was fantastic. Would love for that.
And again, I'm talking about just here. I mean, everywhere around the country. I mean, playing in the Carolinas. I just think baseball is so good and so exposed in the markets it's in. Why not give everybody else a touch of it? I can tell you, before Jacksonville had an NFL team, playing an NFL game here, they packed that place. I mean, I can remember when I was a kid. I think I told you the story. The 49ers and the Jets played in a preseason game. This is when I don't even know if the merge had happened. This might have been the 60s, but when it was an AFL team versus an NFL team. And yeah, I know it was the 49ers and the Jets. And my dad got tickets. We never got tickets and stuff like that. But my dad secured some tickets. And Joe Namath was playing. Joe Namath in the 60s, bro, it was all the rage. I mean, we were going to see Joe Namath. I was so excited about seeing Joe Namath. I mean, I was so excited. And the Gator Bowl was packed. We showed up there. Joe Namath started the game. He handed off one time. He threw a down and out to a wide receiver named Eddie Bell. And they went 3 and out and didn't play another down. We spent all week waiting, but it was still great. It was still we had stayed the whole game, and so yeah, John, he threw it down and out and left. Okay, so I've seen Joe Namath live. I saw him hand off and throw it down and out, and then he left. And I was about 9 years old, but I wish they would do that. So all right, let's take a break. We'll be back to say hello to Hacker and Rep the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College basketball, number 2, Michigan is the betting favorite to win the national championship. To cut down the nets in Indianapolis in April, the Wolverines are plus 480, while the Arizona Wildcats, who recently suffered a loss to Kansas and are still number 1 in the nation at plus 500. Duke is ranked 4th. They are plus 700 to capture the national title. The Houston Cougars at plus 950. The Florida Gators, who are coming along after a slow start, plus 1,400 to repeat as national champions. Illinois with back-to-back overtime losses, plus 1,500. Kansas is also plus 1,500. And the Yukon Huskies plus 1,700 to win the national title.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Valentine's Day is sweet, but let's be honest, your septic tank wants attention too. Because when it gets ignored, it doesn't sulk, it causes problems, big ones. That's why Duck Duck Rooter, the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, is rolling out the Show Your Septic Some Love promotion. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping when you book by February 28th. Give your septic a little love now so it doesn't make a big scene later. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This month, Showtime will be a sponsor of the Jacksonville Baseball Classic. And on Saturday, February 21st, at the ViStar Ballpark, we will host our Topps Grip Night. Learn more about the event and tickets at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Free for life? Just by saying that, you already know I'm referring to Awaken 180. They're the only company providing it. Fast, proven weight loss, and then keep it off thanks to free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Give a unique gift this Valentine's Day to that special person in your life with a custom-made candle or body care product. From Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jax Beach.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
I do a reminder, tomorrow, by the way, we'll be live at UNF. UNF starts, college baseball season starts tomorrow, and UNF has their brand new artificial turf field that they're very, very proud of. So you'll see it for the first time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I've seen it. It's really nice, and I haven't had a tour of it yet, but they did a great job with it. They're very proud of it, as they should be. So our first time out there. Then college baseball next Tuesday will be at JU when JU plays FSU. They've kind of renovated their stadium, a new home run fence, after Daniel Murphy and I both whined about bringing that fence in. They finally brought it in a little bit. Not all the way in, but they brought it in some. So UNF tomorrow, really looking forward to going out there and seeing their beautiful new turf field. Congratulations to Joe Mercadante, the baseball coach, Nick Morrow, of course, the AD. They're very proud of it. They should be. And then on Tuesday out at JU, Chris Hayes, my buddy, the baseball coach there, Alex Ricker Gilbert, the AD there, they will join us as JU and FSU get set to play baseball. So some college baseball in two of our next three shows coming up, so I'm certainly looking forward to that. Today, we wrap a day at this gorgeous, gorgeous golf course. My goodness, Hayes, it is. And again, Lee told us something I didn't realize, and that is, and I didn't know that the grounds, tee areas, and fairways like this cold weather. They take to it after the overseed. I didn't know that. What I do know is, see all those flowers out there, the yellows, the white, whatever they are.
It's spectacular.
They would be dead in my yard.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not. But they're not.
I don't know how they did it.
They're not dead. They're beautiful
Yeah.
somehow. Unless they just planted them today.
Right.
I mean, but they're absolutely gorgeous out there. It's a beautiful place. It really is.
Yeah, it really is, and it's going to be a unbelievable tournament. You look at obviously Scotty Scheffler has already won this event twice. Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, he'd love to repeat to kind of even it out with Scheffler. Scheffler became the first repeat champion, and now Rory McIlroy can try to duplicate that, and Rory McIlroy has at least had the experience of what goes with defending this title. He's a two-time champion, so that'll be very interesting. Goddard, some of these younger players, can their games get in sync with what the test requires out here at the stadium course, where you're not going to just be able to overpower everything. So, I mean, obviously we're a month away and we're going to break it down from 1,000 different angles, but it will be a spectacular tournament. I mean, Hideki Matsuyama is playing well. He, of course, was the first-round leader in the COVID year. Didn't get a chance to follow up that brilliant Thursday that he had. Tommy Fleetwood, his game you would think would be excellent for this venue, having won the FedEx Cup. How does he translate that momentum? And Jordan Spieth playing well. It's never made sense to me that Jordan Spieth doesn't play this course well, because at his peak, he was such a precision golfer, not really a bomber. And you think his style would be very fitting out here, but he's never really been able to contend with any consistency. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great event, and can't wait.
Great point about Spieth. One of the reasons he didn't contend here is he stopped contending anywhere. If he had had a 3 or 4 5-year stretch, then this would have been one of his best plays. Would have been where he won the most, because you're right. His game fits this golf course. He's not a bomber. He's not a great putter, But boy, he's a hit it down the when he's playing well.
Right.
He is a hit it down the middle golfer and hits a lot of greens, a lot of fairways. No question about it. So, all right, let's say hello to Hacker Nation.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hacker, you like coming out to the Players Championship, right? Where's the Players rank on your list? High on your list, I would think, right?
Oh, it's very high. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's a great time out there, certainly, and been out there for many, many years, and looking forward to getting back out there again here next month.
What was your first year? First year you went to see the Players?
Oh, man. All right, I started in radio in 2002. I hadn't been out there before I started, so yeah, I'd say probably 02 or 03. Okay. So yeah, over 2 decades ago.
So you're a 20-plus year veteran of the Players Championship.
Oh, yeah.
First one, Hayes? Hayes, what was your first one you ever came out here?
As a kid or just?
First time you came into this tournament.
My dad brought me out here. It was
mid-'80s.
Yeah, Fred Couples was like probably not a rookie, but it may be his second year of being a real kind of player. He was still an up and coming player, but it's sort of become a player to keep an eye on. So yeah, probably 10 years old.
Yeah, so it's a great time. Heck, we have a great time out here. We're looking forward to coming back out here, like you said, about a month or so. So, Heck, what's coming up tonight on the program?
Yeah, obviously we got a lot to do until 8 o'clock tonight. In for Rick Ballou for the rest of the week. And look, we're going to talk a lot of NFL draft tonight, a lot of Jaguar talk with Leon Searcy, and a little NBA talk as we have reached the All-Star weekend. So we're with you till 8 o'clock. We're glad to be here.
All-Star weekend in the NBA. Hacker Nation. Hacker After Dark comes up in just a bit. Thanks, Hack.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that'll do it for our program. One more time. Thanks to the folks out here at the Players Championship at the TPC Sawgrass. This gorgeous, gorgeous golf course for having the media out. Certainly, Dan and Jeff, ET, and I all got to play golf out here today. That was awesome. Got to do our shows out here. We just love coming out here. And in about a month, we'll be coming out here for real. That's for sure. Tomorrow, live from UNF, their brand new, beautiful baseball field. We're looking forward to that. We'll see you there. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell.